Hello, Lamplighters. So, a couple of you asked me about making videos in my car. It's completely safe. Trust me, I have a special thing I put my phone in, and there's a lot of research to say that moving videos, whether it's a moving background, whether I'm walking or I'm in my car, capture the attention of people and they'll watch a video for longer. Hey, who knew? But tonight's video is sitting down with my flowers. So, this topic for day 3, what is holding you back? What are your stories? And once you figure out what your stories are, the things, the little stories in your head that you think are true, but they're actually not, they're a big fat lie. Once you figure out what those stories are, you can recognize them for what they are. You can tell them to get out of Dodge, get rid of them, and move past them to actually achieve what you want to, because our stories hold us back. They are awful. They're part of our resistance. They're part of our self-doubt, our chatter in our head, our little programming that's off. So for the longest time, I had the story that I wasn't good enough. I wasn't good enough to be in a certain business. I didn't have the skills. I doubted myself, like, I can't do this. So what is your story that's really holding you back? Like, why do you have to wait 6 months after you stop dating someone to date again? That's a story. Why do you have to wait till next week to go and join the gym? Why can't you go today? Why do you think it's going to cost too much to join CrossFit? That's a story. These are all things that guide us, where we let our fear guide us into certain states, and our stories are actually trapping us in inaction. And basically, if you want something bad enough, you will drop the story so that you can do it. And if you don't know how to do something, if you don't have a skill, then you're going to go acquire it. So this is really important to recognize what stories are going on with you. The one that gets me the most is I'm too busy. I'm too busy to do that, or I don't have enough money. Those are two of the biggest stories that are bullshit. They're complete bullshit in achieving things you really want to do. So I took some elite high-level coaching last year so I could become a coach, and it was thousands and thousands of dollars, and I didn't have thousands and thousands of dollars, but I really, really wanted to do this program and train with this guy from the States. And so I had learned about stories, and I was like, okay, I want this bad enough. I'm going to start with what I want. I'm going to go backwards and figure out how to do this. There's got to be a way. And it's the same with even small things like justifying my monthly CrossFit membership. If you want it bad enough, and if you think you need that thing to achieve your goal, you will go and do whatever it takes to get that thing. You will find the time, okay? People who say they're busy, they just don't know how to organize and plan themselves and decide what's important to focus on. And that's what coaching helps you with. And people say they don't have enough money to do something that they really, really want or need to do to move themselves forward in their business or in their other parts of their life, are just telling a big fat story. So with me, that coaching cost me like $7,500 American. I didn't have a huge bunch of savings, but I figured out where I could save money, where I could get a little bit more income, and I went on a payment plan, and I did it. I achieved it, and I did this fantastic coaching with an amazing, awesome guy, and I completely dropped my story that I didn't have enough money to do it. So often what holds us back and why stories are there is because of fear and our self-doubt. So, I mean, honestly, the best thing to do with fear, and I have felt fear just like everybody else, and I still do, and we all do, and we always will. But we just have to learn some strategies about how to deal with that fear. And stories are how fear manifests itself in our lives. So please drop your goddamn stupid ass story. And you know what's really awesome is once you start recognizing what your stories are, you will see them in other people. You'll see their stories come up. Oh, well, I was sick and I was on antibiotics, and that's why I haven't done any exercise for 3 months. Give me a goddamn break, okay? Stories are lies we tell ourselves. And they're lies that stop us from achieving exactly what we want. So on this 30-day program, which is a lot of work, you guys, I know it is, we have to recognize those stories. And once you start admitting your stories to yourself and saying, well, that's bullshit, that's when you can really break through and start planning and figuring out how to get what you want in your life. Okay, so there's my little lecture thing, my lecture piece. So that's what today's email is all about, is identifying any of your stories. And I still have stories, and I will always have stories, but I'm dropping my stories now. And when I feel the story coming on, I now have the awareness to know it's a story and that it's not serving me and it's not serving the outcome that I want to achieve. So some people have been sending in their outcomes. Yes, yay, being accountable, very, very important. So what stories do you have around why that outcome isn't already manifested in your life? Like, hey? For me, when I was taking a similar program to this a couple of years ago, I had some big ass stories and why I hadn't achieved a certain rank in this business I was in. And yeah, it was this thing, it was that thing, and I didn't have time and I was too busy. And those are all stories, which are lies, because fear brings all these stories into our life to keep us down. So your homework is to send me your story. It's all in the email. If you have any questions, let me know. But your story is bullshit. Go put your story in the goddamn toilet and flush it, and don't bring it back into your life. And be very vigilant that you don't replace it with a new story, because we do. That's what us human beings absolutely do. So identify your stories, because you need to get them out of the way to start working on those awesome outcomes that you have got written down by now, I hope. And we've got some more awesome things coming in the next couple of days. So just be aware that there is quite a lot of homework at the beginning of this program. It gets less, but that's when you turn towards actually working on your daily activities to achieve those outcomes that we're setting. Okay, so it's not always going to be this intense. It's just right at the beginning. And if you haven't done things like your why before and figured out all this stuff, it seems quite huge. But I go back to my why every single week, and it changes. So these are skills and modalities and things that are going to help you moving forward. So that's today's email. Sorry, it's a little bit long and rambly, but it's important. Drop your story. Drop your story. Drop your story in the toilet and flush your story away. And then send me your story. And this is where your journaling comes in, huge. Because when you journal and you go look back, you'll go, oh yeah, that was the story I was telling myself. Okay, guys, good luck with all of your homework. And remember to send it to me, okay? It's really important. That is what makes a real difference in achieving what you want to achieve, is being accountable. And I'm here to give you feedback. All right, take care. Bye.